This is our new water rocket called Dark Shadow. It is 2.85 meters long, has a volume of 6.77 liters, and weighs just over 1.5 kilos. It's reinforced with carbon fiber and has a 15.5mm nozzle. In the nose cone, we have an HD camera, and in the bottom we have our electronics package that includes an altimeter 1 without its case, battery pack, screw switch, timer for deployment, and then another logging altimeter, the Z-Log Mod 6. And here's the servo motor for the actual deployment. To test fly the rocket, we took it to Australian Rocketry's Thunder Down Under in Westmar, Queensland. Westmar is a 2-day drive from home, mostly through a lot of farmland. Here we are at the entrance to the enormous property. And then finally the campsite where we stayed for 5 days. On Friday the 13th, it was time to prep the rocket and take it out to the pad. We first filled up with water and then slide it onto the guide rail. We then turn on the 2 altimeters, camera, and finally arm the deployment mechanism.
Lots of air. In this case, we're pressurizing the tanks to 500 psi. If you guys are near that area, please keep your eye on this rocket. We don't expect to see any sort of pressurization failure. This has been hydrostatic tested prior to today. But just in case, 500 psi is quite a significant amount of pressure. This is first flight of this vehicle, so we're also going to keep a heads up for that. Should reach about 1,400 feet. If you haven't had a chance yet to look at this rocket in person, you've got a couple other ones.
Okay, are you ready?
It's incredible, just the fiberglass.
Okay, get ready.
It looks like a real rocket. Okay, so are we go to increase fill or launch?
Launch.
Okay, 3, 2, 1,
go.
So I should have mentioned the motor equivalent of that motor is about a G800 in perfect silent form. Looks like we're backsliding. We have a parachute. Wonderful flight. They deployed everything. It's a very one-of-a-kind system. Uses a servo and some rubber bands and a lot of really cool stuff to get that going. The motor takes 1.8 liters of water, shoves it through the nozzle in 100 milliseconds, and then the rest of the air in another 100 milliseconds, leading to about a G800. So if you're on the right-hand side of the range, please point at the rocket. Make sure the people around you can see it. So this is a very big rocket. If it's not yours, make sure that you don't go and chase after the thing.
This was our new personal best altitude, but we wanted to see how much further we could push this rocket. Later that afternoon, we set the rocket up again for a second try, but this time we would bring it up to the target pressure for this project of 600 psi.
Paul, get ready.
a pretty good jump for just a water rocket. These guys don't mess around. If you go check out their table, I'm sure they'd be happy to show you around. The rockets they make are just incredible, And coming down on the right side of the range, about the second row of cars in. I think it's going to miss everybody out on the end. Coming down, and it's down. Wonderful flight, George. Thank you very much.
We averaged the readings of the two altimeters to give us our new personal best altitude of 1,582 feet. 2 days later, we brought the rocket out again on a calmer but hot Sunday morning. Before each flight, we always covered the rocket in wet towels to try and keep it cool, so the epoxy wouldn't soften during compression heating while it was being pressurized. This time, we took the rocket up to 640 psi to see if it would still hold up.
Okay, we're ready to launch. In 3, 2, 1, ignition!
Go!
How good is that for a water-powered rocket?
Shoot.
We have an event, chutes open.
2, 1, ignition!
It's like 1761 or 7.
We were pretty happy with the result, as at 1,752 feet, we were over 500 feet higher than our previous fiberglass Shadow rockets. On the way back to the flight line, we bumped into Homer Hickam, and so we asked if he would sign our rocket, which he was happy to do. So thank you very much for the inspiration, Homer. If you want to see details of how this rocket was built, please follow the links in the description.